Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day. It is Friday, and of course I have my coffee here. I am in my shop early this morning. I have been up since about 7 a.m. I think maybe 7:30. Don't quote me on that. I have already made some shower steamers in beautiful mandarin this morning, so they are off drying in the studio, and then of course I open the shop at 10 a.m. so I needed to get that up and early. I've made a couple lip balms. I only had a couple tubes left, so I've made those. I've ordered new tubes. Of course, they will come next Wednesday or maybe just after Christmas, but that's okay, just so I can get going with that. But I thought I'd show you a little bit about what I'm up to and what I actually do in my shop, because I'm here from 10 a.m. in the morning to 4 a.m. in the afternoon. And look, there's some days I don't get customers in here, which is fine, but the problem is people probably think, what do you actually do in there all day? Honestly, I spend a lot of time on my computer, and you can probably hear at the moment I do actually have the Cricut machine going. It is actually cutting some labels. So I've actually designed these cute little labels. Can you see how it's got a love heart in the middle? So that's what I mean. You know, if you create something that's just different, like everywhere else you'll see something like this and it has a circle in the middle, but because my company is all about hearts, I thought, look, let's just put a heart in there, and then it looks really adorable, goes in the middle of the candle. Now, what I've also started to do is I created these on Canva as well. All it is it just says the name of what the product is, because even though I have these beautiful jars and I know that each fragrance has a different color, somebody that comes in here and picks it up may get a little confused. So I thought if I just put a printable vinyl, which you can just peel straight off down the side, just of what it is. Of course, it does have its, warnings and things like that, but that way you know exactly what it is. And then each of them have a dust cover, but I'm at the moment designing some beautiful new boxes. I'm really hoping, my fingers are crossed, in 2024 that by the end of 24 I will have all of my candles. There's 3 different sizes. I have the Try Me size, this size, and then the larger size. I'm hoping to have all of them in boxes, which will be so beautiful. And my daughter Pearl, who most of you know is an artist, and she is going to uni to be a doctor, but artistry is her side thing she's always loved, and she has a special machine where you can actually draw certain things and then it stabilizes it and turns it into print. She's actually going to be helping me create something for next Christmas, which will be a beautiful gold over pink outline of a Christmassy sort of theme, but that's going to take a bit of time. We all know that's going to take a lot of time, and basically that's what I do on the computer here. I spend a lot of time just creating things, doing all of these new things behind the scene. I mean, I guess in time maybe all that will be done, but it just takes a long time, and as you all know, my plan is to have everything boxed. Look, I actually wanted to have the soap box, but now I'm thinking, should I keep it just in a wrap? I really don't know. I'm so confused whether I keep it in the wrap or whether I box it, but I think it's going to be one of the last things to be in a box, just in case, just so I can double check and think. But anyway, I'm going to just go and grab these Cricut things so I can show you exactly what they look like. So let me go and grab them. So I have taken them out of the Cricut machine. This is basically what it looks like. Let me take it off. So of course you take that bit off. And I've also packaged some orders up this morning. So the last one for a lovely lady, Samantha, that should be the last order, that I have sitting on my Shopify. So they're all done. So everyone should get them by Christmas. I hope. I've tried really hard to get the orders out fast, but of course, it's crazy. I mean, usually my turnaround, I say up to 3 days, but I do honestly try and get everything out much, much faster than that. But it's just the way it is. I mean, we just try our best, but most shops will say about 3 days. I think that's fairly normal. Because it actually is a bit of a process, to be really honest. It's not a matter of just putting it in a box. I have to log it into one of my systems, which I use Australia Post, and then of course I have to log all the tracking and everything else into Shopify. That's personally what I like to use. So anyway, but don't they look really cute? So here we go. If you can see nice and close, they're in pink, and of course, basically it's just my logo. So you could get these professionally printed. In time, I definitely will, but at the moment, as we all know, I mean, building this shop has cost thousands and thousands of dollars. I think we're up to about the $7,500 mark, considering my original budget was $2,000. How sad. I mean, yeah, anyway. So all of our little savings have gone into this. No savings left. How sad, but you know, it's just the way it is, isn't it? So this is one of my new ones. So this one's called Pink and Pink. Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. It's like a terrazzo type jar. Obviously, I make my own jars, and I do also mix all my own scents. So basically, once we put it on top, somebody just grabs this little, if you can kind of see the bit that sticks up, and they can use that. Now, just to let everyone know, I also do have some of these that you can actually buy the digital copy, and people have already bought that on my Patreon. So I do have like a little shop of digital on there where you can buy them, and it's not with my logo. It just has, you know, a standard one that will say soy or whatever, and I'm going to add some more in there. I just haven't got around to doing that. But anyway, so that's what I'm up to today. And like I said, so this is the Pink and Pink one. And then on here, I've basically printed these. Some are smaller than others, but if they're not, I just kind of cut them down a bit because honestly, I don't want to print more. And you can get, I'll tell you how many you can get on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 10. So you can get 50, basically 50 of these little wordings straight on here, which is super duper good, isn't it? And I've just got to see if I have any of this one left. And I do. I can see one in here. And so basically this is it, and I have the 200 grams at the end, but I cut that off for the small ones because it's really the big ones I write that on it. So we're just going to obviously cut that off because it was going to be a pain for me to do it on every single one. So that's why I literally went to that. And like I said, so you see it here, and I didn't want it in the front, so I just put it to the side, but it doesn't matter because I can move things around. And basically that's it. It just sits on the side, so then people know what that scent is and they can grab it. And that one's going on the shelf. I've actually had to get some more of these out to lovely Samantha. I've also done this one, which is my Orchid Dream. I love this one. It smells so beautiful. It's like a really rich kind of orchid, a little bit of lilac in it, and just anyway, it's a beautiful floral if you're looking for a beautiful floral one. And what do I call this one? Orchid Dream. So that's its name. So we are going to just, like I said, the same thing. I'm just going to put a little ticket on this one as well, and then we're going to go over to the shelf and I'll show you. So yeah, and one thing I thought, look, we'll talk about, when I had the opening day, I was actually really surprised. I honestly didn't think I would get anyone in here. I thought I'd get lots of people saying congratulations and so on, but I was actually shocked we did get people in here. And as I've said before, this is not on a retail strip, so it's not going to be super duper busy, although we are on the same street as the retail strip. We're just further up the road, so we're probably another few minutes up the road. So, and lots of people have been asking me, you know, how can you actually have a shop in your home? And it's not actually in my home, it's to the side, and I have 2 driveways. So number 1, we have the parking. Number 2, there's already a precedent set because we already have, you know, it's on the street that the shopping strip is on. And also there are other houses converted into doctor's surgery, sports clinics, and so on my street. So if you're in a little court or a small area, I don't think you could do this. But, you know, and actually there was a lovely lady that I watched on YouTube, and she's in the US, and she created a cupcake shop, and she actually ran it out of her home, and she had a retail shop for the cupcakes in there. So that was really interesting too. So if you're in the US, go and look her up. I'll see if I can find her details, and I will link it below if I can remember her shop. And she's still going strong. I can't remember. I'm going to say maybe Illinois is where she is, but I might be wrong. So anyway, I'm going to pop all that down so that you can see that anyway for a bit later. But you can just Google, and many places run from home. You'll be amazed how many businesses actually do run from their home. And I bought things from many companies, from like laser cutting products. I'm trying to think what else. Ribbons that I bought, plaster molds, things like that. Lots of companies run from their home. So, and I think in Australia, especially after COVID, it became very, very popular. Anyway, I know we're off track from what I'm doing today, but I thought I have to bring that in because a few people have asked me a little bit about that. So, like I said, today I've got a few things to do. So we're going to label the couple lip balms that I've just got here. So I have to print those out. I'm also going to put these ones on the shelf because, as I did say earlier, on the open day, we actually sold out. And I really honestly, I just didn't think we'd get many people here, but I did get lots of online orders. I think all up, roughly about $800 online orders. So that was super exciting. Usually I do not get online orders like that. I really don't. I can go weeks in between without an order, and that's what I always say. Sometimes you need to, if something's not working, you need to find something else. But for me, I do have other income streams. So that's where I am really lucky. I've said this before, you've got to have other income streams, whether it's working at markets, whether it's online stores, whether it's YouTube, Patreon. There's lots of other things that I do get paid for. So that's important, everyone. If you're struggling and you just think, why can't my business work? This has taken me many years to get to this. And usually it takes about 5 years before you get a bit of a following. And then, of course, they support you more. So very, very interesting, isn't it? I never thought of this when I first started this as a hobby. But anyway, I'll show you the candles that I've got left, not many, and I'll show you a couple of things that we're sold out of. Crazy. So here are a couple of candles. Hopefully I'm not going to be too shaky holding this camera in the air, but this is basically all I have left. I only have a little bit. I did have some out in the studio as well, but now literally that's all I have left, which is super duper sad. I have lots of these, but I'd already had hundreds of these. These are definitely my most popular thing that I sell at the moment, and they're Try Me candles. They're $6.95 just for a small one, but it will give you a chance to try them. And I'm going to show you this. So, look how sad this is. There's nothing left. That was my little lip balm container. I do sell a lot of these wholesale. So if you're kind of thinking, how am I selling them? I sell lots and lots of those wholesale. I really do. And actually, I've got to show you this. I don't think I even listed it because there's only one. That's all I have left of the Barry's Daughter soap. So I definitely have to get onto that. This one, I only have 5 left. This is Egyptian Bees. If you're looking for an amber honey soap, oh my goodness, that is so nice. Really beautiful, beautiful soap. That is one of my favorites out of all of it. So, and anything that is rose is super beautiful. So I am actually going to do a new rose. So if I had one called Blooming Rose, then when I looked it up, I thought, oh my goodness, I seen that there is a trademark, so I have to change the name. So it's probably going to be, maybe Pink Beautiful Rose or Blooming Pink or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, we're going to have to rename it. So look at those things, everyone. And that's the thing, sometimes you think, oh, I've come up with such a good name, and you may not have actually realized other people already had the name. So don't hate yourself if you've done it. Just quickly try and change it, fix what you've done. And look, I make mistakes all the time. You just got to try, don't you? And then I had these little ones. This is actually a soap. I'd made them for a YouTube video. So I thought, look, I'm just going to, things that, I make on YouTube. On my website, there's a section called gifts, and I'm thinking I'm going to put them in there. So that's kind of going to be like my YouTube makes and things that people can buy if they want. So hopefully but we have changed it. We can no longer ship to the US, which is really sad, but due to insurance, yeah, unfortunately US seems to be, you know, the city of claims. A lot of people have, you know, insurances have told me that's, you know, it's just a lot of issues with people being sued. So that's why insurances in Australia just don't want insurers to send things over there, which is really sad, because I wish I could. But anyway, so that's going to change, my friends, and I'm sorry to all my US darling friends, because I have actually in the past shipped a lot of things to the US and Canada, so I am sorry, but I'm sure you'll forgive me, and I'm sure you'll understand. And my goal is, you know, my little goal is to go to the US in the next 5 years at a conference, but we'll see, because I'm always busy, as you can tell here, and of course I do have my own conference, so I always have to be back in March for that one, but we'll see what happens, won't we? You never know what's going to happen. Things change all the time, friends. So anyway, that's basically what I'm up to at the moment. I have to relabel this one here that doesn't have a label, and these are my bath salts. So, and I'm going to be doing a scrubs as well. I've just ordered some more stearic acid so that I can make some beautiful sugar scrubs, and I will bring that soon. What else am I doing? Oh, I'm going to be bringing a new recipe on a tinted body butter. So that will be super exciting as well. Maybe like a kind of a body balm butter. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of making it a bit thicker than a normal body butter. So it's like a balm and you sort of scoop it out, you know. But it will like just sit on your hands, or you could use your brush to brush it out. But anyway, that's something I'm thinking about. But I have to do a bit of testing. But I might bring a video on that, and I'm sure you'll all understand it's testing. Also, these things here, my room sprays, they've been super big. A lot of people are asking me for like a blooming rose type scent, so I will bring one out in that. I don't have a rose at the moment. I thought I did, and lovely Samantha asked me, so I'm sorry, Samantha, but I promise I am bringing one, lovely. And I'm also bringing more of these because I've sold quite a lot of these. So my moisturizing hand wash, it's quite different, everyone. Like, it's not like a normal hand wash. It's a little bit thinner, and it does have shea butter. So you will feel the difference, because we actually were using the one I was making, and then I bought a commercial one, and one of my daughter's hands started getting red sores straight away. And she actually said, "Oh, isn't that funny, Mum? I didn't realize like how nice it was using that one." So yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and I honestly wouldn't have thought she'd have that much of a reaction, because she doesn't really have that sensitive skin, that particular daughter. But yeah, anyway, so it's interesting. So yeah, so I have sold a few of these. I know cashmere silk is going to be the favorite. I've already sold some cashmere silk, and I think I've sold one pink lollies, but cashmere silk is definitely one of my most popular scents. It's super duper popular. I've had cashmere silk for a couple of years now, but yeah, and we're going to bring that out in a soap, because soap is, you know, something that everyone wants. I stopped making it for a little while, but obviously people love it, so I need to bring that back. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed that. Oh, and one last thing before, and I had these for a while, I just haven't bought them out. So these were actually my cards that I got made. So we do have some greeting cards. I will actually be bringing out some that will have like a Nelson symbol on it. So when you buy something, if it's for a gift and you want the symbol on it, because a lot of people do want my symbol, then it will be on there. So you know, it will have like a candle on the front, or some will have like a body butter image on the front, and so on. But I know you're going to love it, and I'm working on that to create some things. And this is all about branding, everyone. Like, you have to do this to brand. Oh, and look here, I'll show you this before we go. If you can see my shower steams, how sad. That's all I have left. I mean, that's why I had to make some mandarin ones this morning, but the humidity in Melbourne is terrible, so it dried out super fast, my recipe. So I thought, so I really couldn't make another one, but I have to make probably 500, so I'm gonna have to make at least 100 of each, because I do sell a lot of those, and I only list them once I have them. That's it. If they're gone, they're gone, until I bring out the new one. So anyway, and some of my old candles that I was using, M12, which are these ones here. If you can see, I don't know whether you can see how there's a gap. And that's because of the shrinkage in M12. It's normal for M12, but I'm going to sell those off for $20, which is half the price. And then the smaller ones that I've got down the bottom, I'm going to sell those off for $10 instead of $23. So that'll be more than 50% off. But they are going to be on the 1st of January. So I'm thinking of having a sale on the 1st of January. So that will be a little bit exciting, won't it? So anyway, that's what we've been doing, my friends, at the moment. And if you're coming to the conference, some exciting news. We are thinking of doing a little after party in the beer garden at the hotel where the conference is. So let me know if you're coming and you would like to be involved in the after party, just so that we can all just have a talk. You can have a few drinks in the beer garden if you like, which is overlooking the Brighton beach, which is absolutely beautiful. Or you can just come down for a chat and a cup of tea there, which will be really nice. That's exactly what I'll be doing, because I don't actually drink alcohol. But it will be a lovely time just to chat with everyone. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, just a little bit about what I am up to for the day, but I promise I'm going to bring you back in just a second. I forgot. I did forget to show you my lip balm tubes once we put the labels on, so I'm going to go grab them and then I'll show you what they look like. I am back, everyone, because as I said before, I promised to show you my lip balms. So this is how they are. These are the ones I've made, and I actually designed them on Canva. I keep the template and then I just change the color each time, which is super cool. But I do love some of the new ones, so I am going to come out with a bubble gum, a strawberry, an orange icy pole one as well, I think vanilla, and so on. But for these ones, which are natural, so we are just going to put the natural one. So basically I cut them out in the Cricut. Now can you see how it's like a corner, a beautiful corner, which is nice? And then I've just got the balm, and then it does have a line down the side, so you can actually use that as a bit of a guide. Now I can't remember, let me tell you what size they are, because that may actually help you. I can't remember, I saved them in my Canva, so let me just say done on here, because it's tried to print it out on Cricut. So it's 4.5 centimeters in the height times 8.01 in the length, because obviously it's got to wrap around. Now these are 12 gram lip balm. They're not a normal size. They are 3 times the size of a normal one. The normal one's about 4 or 5 grams, so these are much bigger. I love them. And you know what is great? These are 100% recyclable. So even the inner tube is recyclable, but if you have something very liquidy, it will go straight through the tube. So you have to make sure your balm is pretty good. And then all we're going to do is just go around the outside. And now this one here that I'm using as well, so this is printable vinyl, just so that everybody knows. And yeah, and so now it is looking perfect, even though I'm going to have to snip this off because I wrapped it the wrong way. It actually wraps right around, but one side has, like, if you can see, nothing on it, which actually helps it wrap perfect. And so if you can see now, it's wrapped all the way. Doesn't it look nice? And then of course it has my symbol on it and so on. So you really want to have, you know, your logo, and I mean, that girl is on everything. I own the rights to that because my daughter actually drew that and designed it. So anyway, so that is the plain one. Doesn't it look really nice? And I wanted it to be different. I have used the gradient on many of my products, and if you go onto Canva, you can definitely use a gradient. They have a gradient tool, which is super duper easy. And let's just do this fairy floss one as well. So same thing, let's just find the line, which is like, can you see the line there? Hopefully you can see that. Anyway, and then that's how you know, well, that's how I know. And it's easy because then you actually put it neatly against the line, even though I'm going to have to do it the opposite way, because remember I said before, which I'll show you on this one. Now, can you see how this is plain? I did that on purpose, so when it wraps around, it looks neat, and it just goes over the top of that. So if that makes sense, you know. So yeah, so basically that's how I do mine. But I mean, there's no right or wrong. I mean, you can do it a bit smaller if you want. So you can, I dropped it now. Hopeless. But anyway, that's okay. Anyway, I'll fix that in a minute. Let me just grab it so I can show you. So silly I am sometimes. Anyway, it's looking beautiful. Doesn't it look so lovely? So anyway, and it's got that bit of a gradient from blue to pink. I do kind of feel like maybe it should have a stronger gradient, but anyway, that's fine for now. I don't actually put anything on the very top. I leave that plain, but then I do actually just seal it. So I just do a tiny little bit of shrink wrap on the top. The only reason that I'm using that is obviously this is for somebody else. So, and we don't want people to come in and pull the lid off and try it. And that happened to me. You may think it won't happen, but it happened to me at the Royal Melbourne show, and then I had to throw it in the bin. So, and I actually did have the seal on it, but she pulled it off. So it was like probably a 10-year-old child, and her parents let her try it on. So I literally had to throw it out. But anyway, those things happen sometimes, don't they? But I hope you have enjoyed, like I said, having a little look at what I'm doing in here. And I'm always busy in here. But, you know, there'll be some times that I'll leave early and maybe I'll put a sign on the door to say, you know, I've gone to the post office or something, because when you're a one-man team or one-woman team, which I am, you know, sometimes you do need to step out to do things. But I do try my best to be here at all times. But it's just the way it is, isn't it? But I mean, generally, there's always someone here. So if you come into my little shop, there will always be someone here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my little video, friends. And I am bringing up a shower steamer one in a couple days' time. I've got to load that and edit it as well. But I hope you enjoy a few videos. I'm going to try and do a few more on the holidays, because I know lots of you want to know what I'm up to. So anyway, like I said, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, friends.